I've come here a lot of times not feeling very well, and all I do is walk out here and offer my prayers. And every time I come back, I'm walking on 2 feet and I feel good. And I believe in this medicine that's here. This is a part of us. This belongs to all people once you get to know what the spiritual part of life is all about.
Our current plans, if we get approvals, will be to start our drilling operation on or about June 1.
A drilling rig runs full tilt 24 hours a day.
The land itself is spiritual, just like the sky. And then there's certain places in the country that are little special places that you can actually receive the Spirit yourself.
It tells us that the depositional effects on vegetation would primarily occur from air emissions from the plant operations. They say it would primarily be boron, mercury, and arsenic.
We will also be sampling fish out of Medicine Lake on an ongoing basis to make sure that there's no contaminants going into the lake that are affecting the fish that could build up into the food cycle. For example, bald eagles would eat the fish, bald eagles become affected, which is primarily a mercury issue.
We can go to a place like the Medicine Lake Highlands and obtain natural foods that are unadulterated, whose genetic integrity is still there. We have that right. We have the right to clean air and pure water and pure foods and pure medicines.
If we have an earthquake and that moves that way, and that aquifer gets messed up, there is no way to shut that baby off down hole.
This is not a low-risk geothermal development like the geysers or like Long Valley Caldera. The Medicine Lake Highlands have a tremendous value to all of California downstream from it. The water from the Medicine Lake Highlands from Siskiyou County is vital to San Diego County. You hold the state of California in your hands. You are not making decisions about Siskiyou County. You're making decisions about the state of California. The Pitt River flows into the California aqueduct system and flows clear to San Diego County.
We felt that there were severe social, cultural, environmental, and historical impacts of the power plants, and that you really couldn't by any stretch of the imagination call that green energy.
Who's going to clean up the mess? Is it going to end up being the Siskiyou County taxpayers?
All 134,000 acres have leases on them. This is a very large development.
Alpine is growing, and we're going to have 40,000 megawatts in 4 years. So we do have an interest in growing and growing rapidly.
Here's a fact for you. Making electricity causes more air pollution than any other industry.
Just imagine how many jobs we will create if we retrofit all of the homes, businesses, industries in Siskiyou County with solar design, with energy efficient technologies. We'll create 100 times more jobs than would be created with the construction and continued operation of the geothermal plant.
Now, what the government should be doing, they should be giving you and me a way to borrow the money at low or no interest from the state to put the solar panels on our roof. We could do that right now, and we could have that online this summer.
We've got a lot of wind. They want to have some kind of a energy. Why don't they go to a wind deal for energy instead of digging out sacred places? There's a lot of wind, free wind around, but this is a sacred place for Native American of all tribes.
Surely we are not so desperate for energy that we must chop down our cathedrals for firewood.
All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion to deny the appeal carries. Field denied.
All the paved roads are there, and there was so much noise. Then where would the eagle be? Gone. Where would the four-leggeds be? Most of them gone.
Touch the hearts of the people that have wrong ideas about the land. Touch their hearts and let them know that if they keep going on and on and on like this with the land all over this world, man will destroy man.
This is like a church to us.
It's like going to church and kneeling down at an altar and praying.
Medicine Lake Highlands area is like a doorway for the Creator and the spirits to teach these people. And it's been going on since the beginning of time. My grandfather, as a medicine man, used Medicine Lake in the Highlands area for training to be a medicine man. The project itself will destroy the future use of the future medicine people coming up in the Northern California area. The Medicine Lake Highland area was also not just used for Northern California Indians for medicine men training or medicine women. They had come as far away as Wyoming and Montana, and North and South Dakota. And Medicine Lake Highland area is tied in with Mount Shasta, which is a very significant spiritual place. Medicine Lake is very significant for the fact that the spirit that lives within the lake helps medicine people to grow spiritually, physically.
The events that you just mentioned, in my mind, can still continue whether this was here or not. Because the obsidian will still be there, you can still do your ceremonies.
In that aspect, yes, but as the prayers and using the lake itself, the disturbance of the project will have a direct effect on our way of communing with the spirits that are there.
The church, so we don't have walls in our church. I think that's, I don't want to paraphrase it. We don't have walls, it's everywhere. It's wherever you look, wherever you feel, wherever you see. So I'm thinking humbug is available. If we happen to pollute this other place, then I'm asking.
Medicine Lake is a prayer place. And when we talk about noise, there will be some noise there if the project goes through. It would be like you going downtown LA and trying to pray, you know, the four corners there's someplace where there's all the screaming.
The Medicine Lake Highlands was formed millions of years ago by a shield volcano. It is older and larger than its nearby brother, Mount Shasta. Many people today believe that the greatest value of the Medicine Lake Highlands lies in its natural beauty as a sacred spiritual site for Native Americans and as a recreational haven for thousands of people a year. However, there are developers and politicians who would like to see this area transformed into a geothermal industrial park. If we industrialize the places we go to recover from the ills of industrial living, then where will we go? Medicine Lake Highlands is still wild. The geothermal mining companies haven't converted it to an industrial park yet. We need to convince government officials that the Medicine Lake Highlands is of more value in its natural state than as a toxic sump pond that emits electricity and is crisscrossed with pipelines, power lines, and roads. With your help, this beautiful wild place may stay that way. For our grandchildren's grandchildren, help us keep the Medicine Lake Highlands wild.
Consultation, no consideration. But it's a traditional gathering area. You can go over the cross there and you can see where the archaeological evidence shows that this was a traditional gathering area. And look over there, a traditional gathering area. You know, just the name of this place, you know, people say, oh, it's Medicine Lake. But that's not our name for it. It has nothing that refers to medicine in that sense. It's satit, which is an obsidian knife. So the full name is Satitla, Obsidian Knife Lake, because this is where our people came to get the obsidian over Glass Mountain and Grasshopper Flat, and in areas where you have nice quality obsidian, and they'd come over here to work the obsidian, not just here but in other areas too, and to trade and to meet with the Modoc people or the Shasta people and to get together. You came here and you put away your warfare. You might have an argument, or your tribe might be at war with the Modocs or Klamaths or whoever. But when you came here, you had to put all that away. You had to take that out completely out of your heart, because you're standing before the Creator when you're here. That's who you're here for, so that you have that complete connection with the Creator. So that's the vision, is to return to that. And it's not so much a return, but to go forward to that, because that's what we need. And, you know, not just our people, but all people.